Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, brutal sell-off here today. Brutal sell-off. Bitcoin is actually not selling off in a very brutal way. Actually, Bitcoin is doing exactly what sort of we wanted it to do, or at least, don't get me wrong, it's not that I absolutely predicted this sell-off, but obviously it was one of the likely scenarios. Probabilities were very balanced, as you know, but it's what I want to communicate here is that we're still holding above support. And Bitcoin hasn't done anything that would be unusual compared to what it did like in the weeks before. Yeah, so we're still holding support. This can still count nicely as a fourth wave. No, we are not in a bear market, and if we are, then it's not visible yet. We first need a break below support, 50.7k. That would indicate that. Now, that doesn't mean the altcoins need to hold. Okay, so the altcoins are obviously, and that's the unusual situation here at the moment. There's panic around the altcoins, and yeah, obviously, I mean, there was a catalyst, in the Middle East, and who knows if that's related. Probably is sort of as a bit of a catalyst. Things are heating up there, which isn't great, and it's not part of this channel, obviously. So nothing to discuss here from that point of view, but it's obviously just sad, and yeah. We'll see. Dangerous world. And anyway, that might have been the catalyst. So Bitcoin, however, isn't doing anything that, would be unusual. The altcoins are selling off dramatically. So Bitcoin still above support. The parameters haven't changed. The support region is still between 50.7k and 61.8k. And now let's go to the shorter time frame count. Here, this is the 1 hour chart. And this is the white scenario that we discussed in the previous video earlier today. I gave you here this resistance area. The market rallied into resistance. You can hardly call that a rally, but it was a corrective bounce into the wave 4 resistance area. Quite precise, this one. And that's what I often say. Once we have an impulse, these parameters are very precise. But if we are in a messy correction, it's increasingly difficult because there are too many options. But in an impulse, the market adheres very well to certain parameters. Now, this is an impulse in a correction, but it's still an impulse, most likely in wave C to the downside. And we've seen a wave 1, we've seen a 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's possible that now this wave 4 bounce is starting. The resistance area doesn't need to change. I did already add that in the live stream we had earlier today. And the standard resistance for this fourth wave is now between 63,730 and 66,230. So the idea is we could very well move a little bit higher here in this wave 4, get into this resistance area. If we see a rejection there, then we should get one more low. That could be it. That could be it. But again, there is no low in place until we break above resistance, ideally in an impulsive way. So that's what we need. But you can see there's nothing unusual here. Already yesterday I highlighted to you that if the white count is being followed, we should get to 60.1k, and we're nearly there. Again, we've dipped again into this support region. But yeah, I mean, it's just the altcoins, which is painful to watch, really painful to watch. We haven't had that for a long time. Now, that means, okay, this fifth wave of a third could be finished. We could then get this 4 and 5. Next support levels, obviously here we've got the 23.6 Fib level of the larger support box. That's here at 61.8k, then 55.4k and 50.7. And then we have an additional target area in between, obviously between 60.1k and 53.4k. That's sort of the additional target area that allows us to narrow down probabilities a little bit more. Obviously at the moment, the situation is very dynamic, so we just need to be flexible. If you are highly, I don't know, if you're a highly emotional person, or, best sometimes to stay away from the market until things have calmed down a little bit. Because, I mean, this could carry on for much longer. Ideally, the low is closed, though. I mean, ideally, that's what the white scenario told us, that if we get this C wave to the downside completed nicely, it could be the last leg down of this correction. And yeah, I mean, the fifth wave, sort of the 100% extension level of the A wave points to 60.1k. That's an ideal target. Of course, it can always extend until we get a break above resistance. Movements to the downside are still unfolding. But then the thing is as soon as we see a low in place and get a first break above resistance, and the nearest resistance level now is 66.2k, we can watch for the fifth wave to the upside unfold, which might then take us into the 80 to 90k region. But first of all, we need to complete this correction, and yeah, hopefully it doesn't take much longer. Bitcoin is not moving in a triangle. I mean, this count, it could still turn into a triangle like an A, B, C, then a D and an E, but it's not very clear, and it's nothing I would promote here, because triangles often don't materialize. They look like triangles and then they turn into something different. So I think all eyes need to be on that resistance area that I communicated and prepare for possibly one more low. But a break above 66.2k will be a first indication that a low is in place. So let's see how it develops overnight. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.